Today on Special Delivery, The Wrong Way Kid, followed by
Must be very noisy around here. I can't hear you.
I didn't say anything.
What's that?
Cut it out, Dad.
You're mad at the wrong guy, Chris. Well, I'm not the one who had to break into his piggy bank to pay for 13 overdue library books.
I forgot about him, that's all. It's not my fault.
They're your library books.
I know, they just piled up on me. Well, I have a lot of homework.
I know, Chris.
I'm trying, Dad. I really am. I am. I just got a lot on my mind lately.
I know you're going through a difficult time. I do, Chris. I mean, 13's a tough age.
I bet you didn't have any problems.
Oh, don't be so sure. Look, Chris, you're not a little boy anymore, you know. You're not a man either, you know. You're in that funny little place in between.
It's not a little place.
It's just... It's not my fault. It doesn't work anymore.
I better get these books back.
Do you have enough money?
I think so.
I'll be back in a little while.
You're not going to go up with me?
You can carry those books yourself.
It's not just the books. You know what I mean.
Uh-huh. You can handle it. I'll see you later.
You okay?
No thanks to you.
I didn't know anyone was coming out.
That's the front door, isn't it? People go in and out all the time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so am I. Be more careful next time, will you?
Yes, sir.
Why would you do that?
Well, they're past due.
So are these, but that doesn't mean you can dump them wherever you want.
Sorry. Can I pay for them now?
Don't you see that I'm busy?
Yeah, but I have the money right here.
We don't know how much you owe, do we?
No, we don't.
Now, that's what I do. I figure out how much you owe.
Well, couldn't you just take a real quick peek at them? I mean, there's only 13.
Only 13.
At least I brought them back.
Sorry, I'm afraid you'll have to wait until I'm finished with these.
Wait, how long?
You can go in there if you like. Maybe a while.
But what if... Need any help?
No. I'm almost... Okay, there. I'm up.
You all right?
I'm a little unhappy around here. Alive, though. Oh, it hurts.
What happened?
I don't know for sure. Something wrong with the chair. I think it happens a few times a day.
Why don't you do something about it?
I thought about it. Kind of got used to it. Yeah. Why change what you're used to, you know what I mean? Books past due?
How did you know?
Oh, they all come here.
They do?
Yep, they all come here to wait.
You too?
Trying to make some kind of order out of all this.
Are they all yours?
Yep. All 287 of them. All laid, too.
287? Wow! That's gonna cost a lot of money.
What about you? What are you going to do?
Looks like I'm gonna end up paying for the fine. Get the guys in there, adding up what I owe. Just hope I have enough money.
A lot of money. Oh.
You really ought to do something about that chair.
I don't know. Maybe it isn't a chair. Oh, it still hurts so.
How long have you been waiting?
Oh, about a long time.
What are you waiting for?
Well, first off, I got to decide about these books.
What's in there?
Never been in there. I don't know.
Aren't you curious?
Nope. Now, if I return these books,
I'm gonna take a look, okay?
of course, if I keep them.
I wonder what that old man was talking about. I'll probably be here all day.
Hey! Let me out of here! Open this book! Open it up, I say!
Couldn't you see I was reading?
Well... No, I didn't see you.
It's you, isn't it?
What do you mean?
I saw you come in. The man with the books. He tripped over you, remember? What's wrong? Haven't you ever seen a bookworm before?
Well... No.
Well, you have now. Arlo Whistlewood's the name. What's yours?
Chris. Well, Christopher, actually.
What brings you to the library, Christopher?
I had to return some books.
Past due, no doubt.
How'd you know?
Well, when you've been at the library as long as I have, you get sort of a feeling about these things. Oh, come on, Christopher. Cheer up. A late book isn't the end of the world.
I know. But it's not just the books. It's everything. Everyone's been on my case lately. My father, my teacher, even the librarian. Everything I do seems to be wrong.
Sort of a wrong-way kid, huh?
That's me.
Is it true, or do you just assume everything you do is wrong?
I don't really want to talk about it.
Maybe we can help straighten this out for you. Let's take a look at that book over there.
What book?
That book.
Wow! Awesome!
The book's called I'm Not Oscar's Friend Anymore. It's a story of a boy kind of like you, Christopher, who has an argument with...
His father?
Why don't you read the book?
Sure. I'm not Oscar's friend anymore.
To yourself! To yourself!
There's this kid, Oscar, who lives down the street. Once, when I didn't know any better, I was his friend. A couple of days ago, Oscar said something really rotten to me. So rotten, I won't even repeat it. So I said something really rotten back. And he said something rottener. And then, we weren't friends anymore. It only took about 2 minutes to make enemies with Oscar. But it will take forever to make up. Because I will never make up with Oscar. Oscar is the kind of guy who, if he had a glass of grape juice, he would spill half of it on me. Every spring, Oscar gets poison ivy and smells of calamine lotion. I bet Oscar misses me. When he wakes up in the morning, I'm probably the first person he thinks of. He thinks about having a real good time playing with me. Then he remembers that I'm not his friend anymore. So he pulls the covers back over himself and goes to sleep for another hour. And has a terrible nightmare that I'll never make up with him. The only thing worse than a terrible nightmare is a true nightmare. Oscar will most likely put on one white sock and one black sock because his mind will be on me. And later on in the day, Oscar will discover that he's got his shirt on backwards, and he will try to figure out how it happened. He'll be so mixed up. Instead of brushing his teeth and combing his hair, he'll brush his hair and comb his teeth. After school, Oscar will watch cartoons on television and wonder why they are not as funny as they used to be. Every time his doorbell rings, he'll hope it's me. He'll run to answer it, but it'll only be the delivery man with some packages for his mother. Oscar will tell all his troubles to his cleaning lady, but it won't help. She'll tell him that next week when she comes, he and I'll be all made up. But that's not true. Because I am never making up with you, Oscar. I am your permanent ex-friend. Next year, after it's been winter and spring and summer and fall again, I still won't be your friend. Maybe you'll mope around the house so much that your mother will think you're sick and take you to the doctor. You'll sit in the waiting room for 2 hours while little kids crawl all over you, and one of them puts a sticky lollipop in your hair. Then the doctor will tell you that you're perfectly well, but it's good that you came in because it's time for your booster shot. Afterwards, maybe your mother will take you for a chocolate soda. But you know what, Oscar? That soda will taste like virus medicine. You can count on it. You didn't know when you were well off, Oscar. Without me, you're a sinking ship. Come to think of it, I'm not the kind of guy who would let a ship sink. I'll let Oscar make up with me. And I'll even make it easy for him. I'll walk by his house, and if he's lucky enough to be outside, I'll let him make up with me then and there. Here I come, lucky Oscar. So where are you, Oscar? He's probably inside crying over that funny television program. Tough luck, Oscar. This was your big chance to get me back, but you blew it. I could ring the doorbell. No. You might get the idea that I wanted to make up. So that's it, Oscar. You missed your chance to be my friend again. That was a dumb idea, walking by Oscar's house. I think I'll call up one of my many friends to play with me. I've got a real long list of friends. Let's see. Jennifer. No, Jennifer went to visit her grandfather in Waterville, Maine. Well, that takes care of her. And then there's Wallace. But he's still working on his ant colony, and he always dumps his extras down my back. Hey, what about that new kid on the street? I wonder if he tries out that stranglehold as a habit, or it just happened the 4 times I've seen him. Well, maybe I'll give Oscar one more chance over the telephone. Hello, Oscar? I'll let you be my friend again. What? Don't you remember? A couple of days ago. Sure, big fight. Oh, never mind. Just come over and see my new train. 5 minutes? Okay. Goodbye. Oscar can't remember anything unless I remind him. Yes, sir. Without me, Oscar is a sinking ship.
helps when people talk to one another, don't you think?
I guess it's better to say what's on your mind.
Certainly beats going off in the wrong direction.
But what if you can't put into words what you're really feeling?
Who else is going to do it for you?
Sometimes it's hard. I mean, what if telling the truth might hurt someone's feelings?
Do you have anybody in mind?
Well,
Christopher?
I was sort of thinking about my father.
Your father?
Yeah, you see, everything he does is so right. He never makes any mistakes, and everything I do is so...
So wrong?
That's what he thinks. Sometimes I wish I had a different father.
I think I may have another book for you to look at. Come on over here, we'll see if it's in. Ow! Do you mind?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be more careful.
Thanks. Come on, Chris, we've got books to read.
Special Delivery will be back after these messages.
Here he comes! Happy birthday, Teddy! What is it? It's Robbie! It's Robbie!
There's nothing in the world like a good friend.
You can say that again. Oh, Teddy Ruxpin is my friend.
And Grubby's my friend too.
That's me.
Teddy Ruxpin's pal Grubby, the best friend for your best friend.
Wrong Way Kid on Special Delivery.
You're right, Christopher. Keep going. Should be there. It's called Martha Ann and the Mother Store.
It's not my mother I'm having trouble with, it's my father.
Just find the book.
Ah, I found it.
Good. Bring it down.
Got it. Arlo? Arlo, are you all right?
As all right as I'll ever be. I'll be 204 years old tomorrow, you know. That's a long time for a short worm.
204? Wow! Happy birthday, Arlo.
Let's forget the happy birthday for now. Will you please watch what you're doing?
Sorry, I'll try. I found the book.
Wonderful. Now, you read it while I clean up this mess.
Martha Ann and the Mother Store.
There was something special about Martha Ann.
Martha Ann, what have you done to your room?
Oh, hi, Mom.
Put your toys away, dear.
I don't want to put my toys away.
And clean your shoes, please. You're muddying up the house.
I don't want to clean my shoes.
And don't forget, early to bed tonight.
I don't want to go to bed early. I want to stay up and watch television.
Really, Martha Ann, you never want to do anything I ask you to do.
I want a new mother.
So Martha Ann took her mother to the mother store to exchange her for a new mother. She looked around at the new mothers.
Hello, what's your name?
My name? Why, it's Mrs. Harris, dear.
Mrs. Harris. Yes, I think you'll do nicely. Mrs. Harris, my room's a mess. Shall I clean it?
Well, it looks fine to me, Martha Ann.
Fantastic. Oh, well, maybe I'll go to Mrs. Harris's room. Mrs. Harris! Mrs. Harris, where are you? Mrs. Harris?
Looking for me, dear?
You better come with me, Mrs. Harris.
Didn't you like Mrs. Harris, dear? Hello, Martha Ann. I'm Mrs. Dunn.
Do you like to stay up late?
Well, some nights I never go to bed at all.
Sounds good to me.
The weather today will be mostly fair. Highs in the low to mid-70s, lows in the low 60s. The low at Civic Center.
You know,
wonderful.
The picture that I made, Blood on the Vampire's Neck, you know, that has really taken hold.
Oh, I love that picture. I just loved it.
Oh, I'm so glad, Sam. I'm glad
Everybody's
you saw
been
it.
talking about that picture.
I know, and I think mostly what they've been talking about is my reaction to the blood on the vampire's neck.
My love, I must kiss those ruby lips of yours.
Mrs. Dunn, would you please take me into bed? I want to go to sleep now. Mrs. Dunn? Mrs. Dunn! Back to the mother store, Mrs. Dunn.
Martha Ann had a root beer and bought one for her mother. Then she looked carefully around and decided to try out Mrs. Allen.
I'm hungry, Mrs. Allen. Will you fix my lunch, please? Back to the mother store, Mrs. Allen.
Martha Ann covered her mother with a blanket. She looked around the store again, very, very carefully this time. She saw a lady in a beautiful red slack suit, so she decided to take Mrs. Clemington home with her.
My room's a mess, Mrs. Clemington.
Oh, I don't mind, dear. I'll put your toys away. But first, I think I'd better do something about this kitchen.
Gee, I think maybe I have the right mother this time. Mrs. Clemington, how about TV tonight? How late can I stay up?
Doesn't make any difference to me, dear. As late as you like. I'll wait up and go to bed whenever you're ready.
Shall I wipe my feet, Mrs. Clemington? They're dirty from the wet grass.
I don't care, dear. I clean everything.
Mrs. Clemington, when you finish cleaning, can I sit on your lap?
Oh, no, dear. You might wrinkle my slacks.
Oh, I understand. But please hurry with the mopping so we can go to the park and play.
I can't go to the park, dear. I haven't time. Besides, the wind might muss my hair. You go find something to do by yourself.
But I want you to play with me.
Sorry, dear. I have much too much work to do.
Martha Ann looked at Mrs. Clemington for a very long time. She thought of her mother, waiting in the mother store.
I don't understand something, Mother. You do so many things that make me so mad. If I take you back, will you still make me pick up my toys?
Well, it's easier for you to find them when you want to play. I'll help you when I can.
Will I have to go to bed early every night?
Every night, unless it's a very special occasion.
I suppose you'll still scold me when I don't wipe my feet.
Well, why don't we buy a new doormat for the front porch? You can choose the color.
Why do you care so much about everything I do?
You're my little girl, aren't you?
Come on, Mother. I'll take you home.
I guess maybe a new father isn't the answer.
Probably not.
Yeah, but I just wish he was my age so he could understand me better.
He was your age once. I'm sure it wasn't any easier for him.
I bet it was.
You know what adolescence is?
I think so.
That's what you're going through right now. Sometimes you feel 15, and other times you feel like you're 5.
That's me, all right.
Well, I have a little surprise for you, Christopher. You're not the first one to feel like that.
It's the first time for me.
That's true. But fortunately for you, you found Arlo Whistlewood to help you through.
Another book, huh?
It's called Someone New, and it's all about what you're feeling.
Should I get it from the shelf?
Let's do it my way. It's safer.
Can I try that sometime?
One thing at a time, okay?
I have this feeling. Someone's gone. And I don't know who. My father's here. My mother's here. My sister's here. My cat's here. Who's gone? I lie in my bed and look at the wallpaper in my room. I chose the wallpaper myself last year. There was another paper that looked like wood. I wish I had chosen that instead. Something is strange. I don't like this wallpaper anymore. I go downstairs. The banister's worn and smooth. The rug and the books and the plants, they're all in the right places. But something is different. Someone isn't here. I don't know who. It's my friend Jack. I know a special ring.
Hi.
Hi.
You want to come out?
What'll we do?
Want to shoot marbles?
I don't know.
I thought you liked to shoot marbles.
I do, but let's walk instead. So Jack and I take a walk. But someone is missing, and I don't know who.
What about this afternoon? Want to do something?
I don't know yet. I'll call you. My sister's playing with her blocks. She likes me to build things for her. When I get the last block on top, she knocks them all down and laughs. I like to hear her laugh.
Build?
No, not right now. I go into my room. The balloons are floating on the wall. The bed is made. Bear and Panda are sitting on it with their arms reaching out. They push their arms down. I see a box of shells I collected one summer at the beach. I listen to the ocean inside. One by one, I arrange them on my dresser. I never really looked at them before. I never thought about them. How they were washed up from the sea. What lived in them. I remember the summer at the beach. I wish I could go back now. I would find out all about the shells. I look around the room at all the junk. The games, the bottle caps. The bear and the panda, as though they belonged to someone else. I pack up everything except some books and the shells. Even bear and panda. I want them out of my room. I'm glad I'm not seeing Jack later. I want to go to the library. I want a book on shells. I look at the box of things I'm sending out of my room. The feeling I have is sad, but happy too. Someone is gone. Someone's missing. And now I know who. He's in that box with all those things. And I'm someone new.
To me now. I've got to be more responsible.
That's right.
You think I could do it, Arlo?
Can a fish swim? Can a bird fly? Can a bookworm read? You better believe it.
Okay, I'll do it, Arlo. You'll see.
No, you'll see.
Gee, I'm gonna miss you, Arlo. Think I'll ever see you again?
I never forget a friend, Christopher.
Bye, Arlo.
Bye. I'll see you around the library.
Well, how was it in there?
You're gonna have to see for yourself. It's hard to describe.
Well, could you give me a clue?
Not really.
Yeah. Maybe I just will go in there and find out for myself. I just hate to leave this chair. Oh. It wasn't all that comfortable anyway.
Ask for Arlo. Tell him Christopher sent you.
Arlo?
Finish?
Just the young man I wanted to see.
How much?
Your fine comes to a grand total of $32.25.
25.
A lot of movies and popcorn, isn't it?
Yeah. But I don't think it'll happen again.
You know something? I don't think it will either. By the way, did you see an old man in there?
Yeah, but I don't think you'll see him for a while. He's doing something real important. You know, I think I am ready, Arlo. See ya.
Hi. What took you so long? I was getting worried.
Well, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Yeah? Try me.
Bye! I met a bookworm.
Bookworm?
Told you wouldn't believe me.
Arlo?
How'd you know?
Well, I met him myself once, a long time ago.
So you did have problems.
Arlo told you?
Well, in a way.
Well, so? Nobody's perfect. Let's go home.
Nice boys.
Pardon me, are you Arlo?